is up, Star Seeds? I am Sid Alexandria, and today we are going to be talking about nakshatras. So, in traditional Indian, Yodish, Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, whatever you want to call it, we look at fixed stars as well as the zodiac signs. Now, I just want to make this very clear that nakshatras aren't the zodiac signs broken down into smaller signs. It's not a traditional divisional chart like I talked about in my last video, okay? It is easy to look at it like that, and it can be helpful to look at nakshatras as a divisional chart, but nakshatras in all divisional charts, including just like irregular D1 natal chart, nakshatras and divisional charts are different things because divisional charts are looking at the zodiac signs, the zodiac constellations in the sky, the constellations on the ecliptic, this plane in the cosmos that the planets in our solar system travel on. These constellations are on this plane's ecliptic as well, and that's why those are the zodiac constellations. Now, nakshatras look at fixed stars, stars that in our lifetime are not going to move a significant amount, okay? Fixed stars stay in the same spot for a very long time, and after so many years have gone by, we adjust our calculations for these fixed stars. We know where they were years ago, we know where they're going to be in the next few years. So we look at fixed stars, and most of these fixed stars are in a zodiac constellation. However, a constellation is big. Like zodiac signs, for example, they take up 30 degrees. Nakshatras take up 13 degrees 30 minutes for a nakshatra sign. There is 27 nakshatras that we currently use. There are 28. We'll talk about that near the end of this video. This is probably going to be a fairly lengthy video because this is going to be nakshatras. Everything a beginner should know about nakshatras. This is a video to take notes to. This is a video to look back on because we are going to be talking about not only the meaning behind nakshatras, what each of these, we're going to talk about 28 nakshatras represent and what they signify. If you have these nakshatras, if some of your celestial bodies are in these nakshatras, what that means for you, as well as the different types of nakshatras, because nakshatras, like I said, they're a different system. These are fixed stars, these aren't zodiac signs. Yes, we are going to talk about, Vishaka is within the zodiac signs of Libra and Scorpio. We're going to talk about where they fall in the zodiac, but I think it's important to say that they're a different system, okay? So instead of 12 zodiac signs, which yes, you can look at the 12 zodiac signs as well, that's what I love looking at. Instead of 12 possibilities, which can be broken down even smaller like we talked about in my last video, we have 27 nakshatras, and I think that is a great system. If you don't want to get into all these divisional charts, or if you do and you also want to get into nakshatras are amazing because they tell even more about you than the zodiac signs, because instead of 30 degrees, it's 13 degrees 30 minutes. There's 27 instead of 12. So without further ado, and that disclaimer, we are going to be talking about types of nakshatras first, because they don't have a element that goes with them like the zodiac signs. There's earth, air, fire, and water, right? Nakshatras aren't really like that because these traditional Yodish astrologers that came up with this system didn't do it like that. They used mainly deities. So each nakshatra is ruled by a certain deity. And if you know about that deity, you know about that nakshatra. Each nakshatra, it has a symbol, and we're going to talk about that near the end a little bit now talking about the types, but I think it's important to go over the types because if you're learning zodiac signs, you want to learn the elements and modalities. So with nakshatras, we have the fixed star that it's ruled by, and we have a deity, and we have the type as well as other things which we'll get into, the symbol, all of that. So we're going to talk about the types of nakshatras. Now, there are 4 types, and then within these 4 types, it gets broken down a bit more. So within the first type, we have the bitter and strong, and then we have the enduring and sweet, and then we have the quick and mobile, and then we have the mixed group. Also, what you might notice with nakshatras and just traditional Vedic sidereal Jyotish is that it's very blunt and honest and to the point. Like traditional astrology, like we'll say this is kind of like, it's like a bad placement. It's like, it's okay. It's more negative. It's not all love and light. Like it is what it is, and we're gonna say it, and it's okay to have bad astrological placements. We can know about them. We can have good placements, and we all have good and bad placements. It just is what it is, and we're blunt about it. So that's another quick disclaimer. But let's get into these types of nakshatras. So the bitter or textra group consists of ardra, mula, jyestha, and ashlesha. So jyestha and ashlesha are bitter to like better themselves, like kind of selfish, okay? It's because they're motivated. They're bitter to better themselves. If they're coming across kind of it's because they're trying to get somewhere for them. I have a lot of jyestha in me. And then mula and ardra are bitter like that's just how they are. Okay, they're just kind of difficult. I have lots of mula in me as well. It's okay to be bitter. Now for ougra, the strong, hot, fiery, passionate types of nakshatras. So this is magha, bharani, and the purvas. So purva ashada, purva phalguni, and purva padrapada. So bharani is the most strong and strict. This is what fits this type of nakshatra, the theme, the best. And then magha is the most powerful. Purva ashada is the most ambitious. Purva padrapada is also very ambitious. And then purva phalguni is very passionate and creative. Now for truva, the enduring, strong, long-term, reliable types of nakshatras. So we have rohini and then the uttras. So this is the one word that's kind of hard for me to say. Uttara, ashada, uttara phalguni, and uttara padrapada. So rohini and the uttaras. Uttara padrapada is the most enduring, and it does not like things that aren't sustainable and long lasting. Like things that are temporary, not permanent, it just is not about it. Like it likes stability. Uttara ashada is the next most enduring, and it likes long-lasting, like more creative projects. It's more artistic, but it's that long-lasting projects that they are down for and just overall enduring. And then the next most enduring is uttara phalguni, but they are more sweet, okay? We're getting into like this transition from enduring to sweet, but this is still the enduring group because uttara phalguni has long-lasting relationships. Rohini is the most sweet of these enduring nakshatras, and rohini also, like uttara ashada, has these long-lasting creative projects, but is also a bit more sweet. So merdu, the sweet, beautiful, smart, intelligent, fertile, submissive group, because in ancient times, beauty and intelligence, they just went hand in hand. If you were intelligent, you were beautiful. If you were beautiful, you were thought to be intelligent. who knows if there's truth to that. So these nakshatras are anuradha, mirigashira, reviti, and chitra. Mirigashira, without a doubt, is the most sweet. They're symbolized by the deer, right? And they're really like timid. And then the next most sweet is anuradha. They are really goal-oriented and driven, but they are also all about love. I have a lot of anuradha in me. Reviti is the next most sweet. They are more on the smart side of this sweet, beautiful, smart nakshatra type group. But reviti is really just driven and likes to get to goals. And then chitra is the least sweet of the sweet nakshatras, the most intelligent. Okay, so as you can see, we have the most sweet to like the most intelligent, because these are like the sweet and intelligent signs, merdu. So chitra is the most intelligent nakshatra out of all of them, out of the whole 27 or 28. And they're also very interested in love and beauty. Now for the quick group. So this is called chipra, and it's quick, fast, easy. It's the nakshatras that accomplish things with ease, okay? They just do stuff and it's easy for them, okay? And this is pushya, ashwini, and hasta. So pushya is the quickest of the quick. They get things done fast. Pushya is just all about accomplishing goals and getting stuff done. And then ashwini, I think of to be very lucky, okay? Its symbol is the horse, and they are just quick, like they do things fast. And in my life, like when I think of Aries, I think, and I hate to like bring zodiac signs into this already, but when I think of Aries, I think of ashwini the most. And of course there's other nakshatras within Aries, but I have some close friends who are under the ashwini nakshatra for their sun sign, and lots of other planets in their charts as well. And that's why when I think of them, I just think like, wow, ashwini, like they're so lucky. They do things with such ease. Like how can they be so lucky and just so quick at everything? That's just ashwini. And then hasta, the hand, right? They are amazing with their hands. They build stuff with their hands and they do it with ease. They have qualities of these quick nakshatras. Now for chala. This is the moving, mobile, always physically on the move nakshatras. Now, what I think is super interesting is the fixed star that rules all of these 5 nakshatras within this group. Their fixed star tends to be the farthest away from the ecliptic. That's so cool. Okay, anyways, so these nakshatras are very sexy. They literally move their bodies a lot. They're probably good in bed. They're very passionate. They're good at dancing. They tend to travel a lot. Like they're just on the move. And these nakshatras are punarvasu, jyestha, swaiti, shravanna, and shatabisha. Punarvasu is interesting because they always come back, okay? They will go, venture out, travel, and then they'll come back to home, which requires a lot of movement. They're about cycles and repetition. They'll go and they'll come back. They'll go and they'll come back. And that's just what they do. They're very like ritual oriented and just cycle repetition, but it's still this movement. Go and then they always come back though. Whereas Swaiti will move away and not come back. They want to get out, stay out, and they are just very good at like movement activities, sports, moving their bodies, things like that. Shravanna's deity is Vishnu. Vishnu, you know, the god who took 3 steps that covered the entire universe, because that's how big he is. He's everywhere. The god of locomotion. Shravanna literally means like a conversation, like the flowing back and forth of sound waves and information and energy, and just learning, hearing, listening, speaking, and just like having a conversation, and like the flowing of sound and just everywhereness. That's like what shravanna is represented by. So of course they're in this category. I have lots of shravanna in me, and I also have lots of dhanishta in me, and dhanishta is all about like trade, the moving back and forth of objects and things, which now that I think about it is interesting because I can be packed and ready to go really quick. And especially in the last few years, I've moved stuff around, reorganized, gone back and forth from places, and I've like packed my car full of stuff so many times, which I'm just now coming to this realization as I'm talking to y'all. But dhanishta is about trade and moving objects back and forth, as well as just like art and things like that. Shatabishta is ruled by Varuna, the god of the downfall, like things going downhill. And there's really not a great way to put this, but Shatabishta just isn't really accepted in this like modern day society. Usually they tend to be kind of pushed down, and that's why they're in this type group of nakshatras about moving, because they're kind of about the downfall. Like they're usually not moving in a great direction, but they're moving, and that's why they're in this category. I'm sure you also have great placements too, but that's just the truth. They're also very sensual and nurturing and passionate. Like there's a good science to this coin too, you guys. Now for the mixed group, 2 nakshatras that we haven't mentioned yet. So this group is called Misha, and it's the jack of all trades. It's 2 nakshatras that we didn't put into one of those previous categories that we've talked about. So Kritika and Vishaka. I have lots of Vishaka in me. Vishaka is just like unique, you know, like they're jacks of all trades, and they're dedicated to whatever they're dedicated to, you know what I mean? And then Kritika is ruled by the deity Agni. Agni is literally fire, and you need fire for everything. Fire is light, heat. Fire is in all of these different types of ceremonies. Like, whatever you're doing, you need fire. And Kritika is just also unique, kind of like Vishaka, but they're just like good for anything they set their minds to, really. And that's why they're in this Misha category. So that was all of the types of nakshatras. Now let us get into what these nakshatras are all about. I do want to say that originally when nakshatras were invented, discovered, whatever, come up with, Kritika used to be the first nakshatra. But now, because Ashwini starts at 0 degrees, 0 minutes Aries, that is what people usually refer to as the first nakshatra. Traditionally, it's not. Kritika is. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to start with Ashwini, and I'm going to put up some pictures of my notes that I use in my astrology report templates. If you guys are interested in getting an astrology report, please email me, sidalexandriaegypt@gmail.com. I can do a full astrology report, which is super in-depth into your tropical, sidereal, draconic, aspects, decans, duads, divisional charts, nakshatras for all of those 3 types, as well as Chinese astrology, Tibetan astrology, Mayan astrology, Celtic astrology, Egyptian astrology, Native American astrology, your life path number, and even more into numerology if you give me your full birth name, like your expression number and your soul urge number. So if you're interested in that, email me, or we can even work something out and just I can do a quick interpretation of either your Western tropical, your Vedic sidereal, or your draconic chart, or a mixture, or all 3 of those, and that could be a bit quicker. If you just want one form of astrology, you just want your Chinese, you just want your Egyptian, whatever, that's quicker than a full astrology report. But if you're interested, email me. Without further ado, let's get into it. Ashwini is from 0 degrees till 13 degrees 20 minutes, all in the sign of Aries. Its star is El Shirdan in the horn of the ram in the Aries constellation. Its symbol is a horse's head. If you want to read more, you can, but I'm just going to tell you that Ashwini is so strong and powerful. They are intelligent, courageous, brave, fearless, charming. They're very good with their words. They are quick, swift, usually fast drivers, usually pretty impulsive, yet they're also patient, if that makes any sense. They can be violent and aggressive, but they are really pioneers and trailblazers. They are the bringers of the dawn. They are the first ones to do certain things that are always outgoing things. They're very adventurous. They are explorers. They love to travel, love music, love sex, will do anything for their loved ones. They are best friend material. However, they can be paranoid, and they tend to think that people are plotting against them. They are stubborn. They have some childlike qualities, but usually it's just their creativity and stubbornness kind of kicking in. They can complain a lot, and usually that is what gets them what they want, or their luckiness, because I feel like Ashwini is very lucky. They are also jacks of all trades, and they don't usually master any one specific thing. However, I find that sometimes they have a liking for one specific thing, but they're good at everything. They're entrepreneurs, and oddly enough, guys tend to look very handsome. They have big, bright eyes, and usually like a big nose and a broad forehead, which sounds pretty basic, but that's what Ashwini males anyways look like. Bharani is from 13 degrees 20 minutes through 26 degrees 40 minutes, all of Aries, and its star is Almach, a binary star in the left foot of Andromeda, as well as Mankar star in the jaw of the whale. I've heard both of those stars associated with Bharani, and its symbol is the yoni, the female reproductive organ, or a womb. Okay, if you want to read more about it, you can, but I am just going to tell you that Bharani is very deep. They're nurturing and loving. They are creative and artistic and active. They tend to be good at sports because they are just really energetic, okay? They are passionate and bold. They're impulsive and outspoken. They are empowered, okay? They're fighters. They are self-sufficient. They stick to their morals. They desire great things. They are very radical. Sometimes they're troubled or troublemakers, usually troublemakers. And they are jealous, okay? They are also forgiving, and they project their feelings onto others. That's usually why they're jealous yet forgiving. They are very transformative, and they are committed to change and evolving. There's a theme of life and death. There's a theme of struggle until breakthrough within them because their symbol is the womb, the yoni. They feel unfit for their environment until they're strong enough to start fresh. Sometimes they have to hit rock bottom to really rise up, okay? They are survivors. They adapt to their surroundings. They appreciate actions over words. 100. They respect their elders, but they only do what they themselves really want to do, okay? If someone older than them tells them to do something, they're gonna look within themselves first and realize what they want to do. However, they are respectful when they need to be. Okay, they can hide their pain behind a smile very well. They have a lovely smile and very expressive eyes usually, okay? They are philosophers, and they could be a politician, an OBGYN, because, you know, womb, and they could be a person who takes the trash and turns it into treasure, okay? They could restore things, and any job would really suit them well because they're kind of jacks of all trades too. Kritika is from 26 degrees 40 minutes of Aries to 10 degrees Taurus. Its star is Algol in the Pleiades star cluster. Ooh. And its symbol is the knife. If you want to read more, go ahead, but I'm going to tell you guys that Kritika is very passionate and energetic. They're very adventurous and curious. They are courageous and emotional, very nurturing, right? Supportive. They are daydreamers and perfectionists. They're very stubborn and tough. They can be violent and have a temper because they're very fierce. They're also very protective, especially of those that they're closest to, but also just really like anything, even objects, like even kids. They're just like, mine. And they have this theme within them because their symbol is the knife. There's a theme of creation and destruction, a theme of separation, and they can actually live separately from their spouses or raise kids who aren't biologically theirs. They do not like taking help or asking for help. They're like, I can do this myself. And they're really good at giving advice, unsolicited advice, nonetheless. And they can have a fast metabolism too. They love physical activity. They also love food and cooking. They like to multitask, but they aren't very good at it, which is kind of chaotic, but is true. And they are people who need to have patience to really be successful. And it's best for them to do business on their own without partners. They could be a teacher, a doctor, an engineer, or have something to do with the government. Or they could be famous. Rohini is from 10 degrees to 23 degrees 20 minutes, all within the sign of Taurus. Its star is Aldebaran, the eye of the bull in the Taurus constellation. Its symbol is the chariot. If you want to read more about Rohini, go ahead. But I'm just going to tell you that they are enthusiastic, energetic, very warm and loyal, very powerful. They are intelligent and imaginative. They are very passionate and optimistic. They just have a sense of accomplishment, really. They are well-mannered, loving, sensual, right? Sexual, alluring, appealing, and they come across very influential, okay? They're also very stubborn and judgy. They can be jealous and hot-tempered. Violent when provoked, okay? They're very noticeable and they're well-dressed. Even if they're not super loud, you just kind of notice them. They are materialistic and they appreciate high-quality materials. They prefer quality over quantity, and they're very prosperous and wealthy usually. They appreciate good food. They may not follow your basic morals. They have a moral system of their own, and it's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily good. It just is what it is, right? They might not have a great romantic life, and they have a theme of growth, okay? So even though I said they're usually wealthy, a lot of the times they kind of come from nothing, like a rag to riches story. That's just something I've noticed. There's a theme of fertility and creating children within them, and they will sacrifice everything for their loved ones. They can succeed in really any line of work, but they would make a great fashion designer. Mirigashira is from 23 degrees 20 minutes of Taurus to 6 degrees 40 minutes of Gemini. Its star is Bellatrix, the left shoulder of Orion, the hunter, and its symbol is the deer. If you want to read more about Mirigashira, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are sweet, kind, pure, artistic, sensitive, sincere, beautiful, loving, obedient, restless, anxious, alert, cautious, suspicious, curious, and they have a great sense of humor. They're very intelligent. They are like constantly searching for something because they enjoy the thrill of the chase. And what they portray themselves as, they might not really be. They kind of put on this front. They have a split personality, and it's really out of protection for themselves. They can be destructive and violent because of this like front and protectiveness that they unconsciously and subconsciously have within themselves. There's this theme of change and transformation. They give really good advice, but it's hypocritical, okay? And it's pretty usual for Mirigashiras to collect items. Like if they like snow globes or something, they have a lot of them. They like to shop, they like nice things, they like good food, they're very sensual, okay? And they produce children that are just wide-eyed and beautiful. They usually have wide eyes themselves, and they might work in a pawn shop because, they like collecting things. Ardra is from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees, all within the sign of Gemini, and its star is Betelgeuse in the Orion constellation. Its symbol is the teardrop, and if you want to read more about Ardra, you can, but I'm going to tell you that they are honorable, strong, kind, intuitive, productive, hardworking, renovative, responsible, humorous, intelligent, fertile, compassionate, honest, and they are really good communicators. They have a great memory and have really extreme emotions, split personality, and they are either very happy or very upset. They have this theme of sadness and tragedy, and they might have relationship issues. They might go through depression, because of this symbol, the teardrop, right? And they can be very fearful or angry sometimes. They have to make sacrifices to earn, usually. This is this other theme within them, And there's desires from past lives that carry on into this life, which kind of makes them sad because they have these desires that they don't even sometimes know what they are. They are meant to bring something great to the world, They're really good multitaskers, and they respect others' opinions. They could be a psychologist, a scientist, some form of consultant, or some form of renovator. Punarvasu is from 20 degrees of Gemini to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Cancer. Its stars are Castor and Pollux in the Gemini constellation, 2 stars for them, the Gemini twins, and its symbol is the bow and arrow carrier. If you want to read more about Punarvasu, you can, but I'm going to tell you that they are harmonious, caring, calm, intelligent, skilled, honest, noble, obedient, kind, philosophical, really just pure, fresh, confident and inspiring, innocent, light, optimistic, genuine, respected, and respectful. They are abundant, peaceful, prosperous, self-aware, giving, forgiving, law-abiding, and they are very generous. They end up getting a lot of good karma back for that. They enjoy music. They like to live a fairly minimalistic lifestyle. They love their freedom. They love to travel, but they always end up returning home. They might have family issues. There's this theme of renewal in their life, They might lose something and then it comes back. They might deal with a sudden loss in their life. They are capable of making big comebacks because of this. And they're really successful without partners. They can do it on their own. If they are in business, I'd recommend they just go for it by themselves. They could be a teacher or even a famous person. Pushya is from 3 degrees 20 minutes to 16 degrees 40 minutes of Cancer. Its stars are the North and South aceless stars in the Cancer crab constellation, and its symbol is the cow udder. If you want to read more about Pushya, you can, but I'm going to tell you that they are very nourishing, nurturing, caring, loving, and protecting. They are charming and intelligent. They're impulsive and emotional. They are very religious, even if it's not like a religious. They like their rituals. They like spirituality. They're very philosophical, and they have, their own morals set in place. They're really good teachers. They're very helpful, and they have strong willpower. They're constantly expanding. They're very generous, and they tend to have a close-knit family, even if it's only with some family and not their whole family. Like the family they're close with, they're really close with. And they believe very strongly in certain rules, They're law-abiding citizens, or they're moral abiding, they abide by their own morals. They can be hypocritical, they can be selfish, they can be condescending, over the top, or even arrogant about their beliefs. They love expanding what they know to others, explaining it, expanding it, sharing it, growing it, and they have the potential to be very wealthy. They could be a teacher or a preacher. Ashlesha is from 16 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees, all within the sign of Cancer. Its star is Acubens in the claw of the crab in the Cancer constellation, and stars that form the head of the Hydra constellation. Its symbol is the snake, and if you want to read more about Ashlesha, you can, but I'm going to tell you that they are healing, crafty, artistic, curious, smart, wise, philosophical, productive, psychological, effective, efficient, shy, and misunderstood. They're very responsible and influential. They can be kind of clingy. They are interested in metaphysical things and the occult. They have an interest in public affairs, like world issues. They can be manipulative and sneaky, cunning, right? The snake symbol. They are protective, deceptive sometimes, possibly dishonest, and they're really good with their words. Like, they're good liars too. And I feel like they know people. You know, some people just know people. That's how you get places, you know people. Ashlesha, they know people. And they don't like being criticized, okay? They have this theme of the rising kundalini energy, again, this snake energy, and they can be like enlightened. They have the potential, you know? They have lots of sexual energy, they have very hypnotic eyes, and they could be a hypnotist or a doctor, politician, or a business person. Magha is from 0 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes, all within the sign of Leo, and its star is Regulus, the heart of the lion in the Leo constellation. Its symbol is the throne, and if you want to know more about Magha, you can read it, but I'm going to tell you that they are leaders, okay? They are prideful, noble, honest, generous, helpful, apologetic, sincere, responsible, hardworking, and ambitious, okay? They're very driven and dominant. They are recognized. When they walk into a room, you know, wow, Magha's in the room. They are restless. They don't complain, usually. They are pretty short-tempered. They tend to feel lonely. They might be the cause of a family argument. This just tends to be the case. They think they're better than others, and this is usually what causes the argument, okay? Because they can be snobby, they can feel elite, they have a really strong ego and a thirst for power. They have to be in charge, they have to be in control, and they have to be recognized. They tend to do charity work a lot though, okay? They have this theme of royalty, and if you think about royalty, they usually have to do some charity work, and they also have to be recognized. So this is that theme of royalty that rules over them. They have a theme of ancestors waiting to reincarnate back onto Earth, which is so interesting. They respect their ancestors, they carry on traditions, they're very traditional and ritual oriented. They could be famous or a politician. Purva Phalguni is from 13 degrees 20 minutes through 26 degrees 40 minutes of the Leo sign, and its star is Zoma in the back of the Lion constellation of Leo. Its symbol is usually the front legs of a bed, but sometimes it's a hammock or a fig tree. This one has a few. And if you want to read more about Purva Phalguni, you can, but I'm just going to tell you that they are happy, affectionate, artsy, and joyful. They are exciting, polite, noble, charitable, generous, sensual, sexual, social, relaxed, and laid back. They are carefree and extremely expressive. They are creative and innovative. They're intuitive and intelligent. They're honest. They are party animals, okay? They're usually really lucky and fortunate. They are loyal and advancing, okay? They're very advanced, and they're just like advancing people. Like, they'll be like, hey, you know, they're dramatic, very dramatic, very egotistical, and they are show-offs, okay? They love being on stage usually. They are self-indulging, and there's this theme of connecting with other people. There's a theme of marriage and settling down, and they really like to be around people. They love freedom, they love traveling, they love trying new things, They could acquire some family inheritance this life. There's a theme of like demolishing something and building something new, and they don't like obeying others' orders, okay? They want to be in charge. They could be a salesperson, a teacher, or a scientist. Uttara Phalguni is from 26 degrees 40 minutes of Leo to 10 degrees of Virgo, and its star is Nebula in the lion's tail of the constellation Leo. Its symbol is the back legs of a bed, and you can read more about Uttara Phalguni, but I'm just going to say that they are kind, friendly, loyal, noble, generous, pure, courageous, religious, sincere, hardworking. They care deeply for others and society. They love to do favors for others. They're very calm and simple. They're forgiving, efficient, quick-minded, self-dependent, responsible, great at organization, very cleanly and neat. They are luxurious and honorable. They can be stubborn and impatient, hot-tempered maybe, controlling and codependent. They are not cautious enough. They feel like they always need to be around people. They don't like being alone, and this is usually what leads to not being cautious enough, the need for other people to be around them. Family is usually very important to them, and they are on a quest to form bonds. This is usually a part of their soul contract this life. They should be more careful with who they are in any type of relationship with, and they also deeply want to make the world a better place, which is an amazing trait of them. They treat others how they want to be treated, the golden rule. They're usually amazing at math. They could be a math teacher, a model, or an actor. Hasta is from 10 degrees to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Virgo. Its star is El Garb, or the 5 stars that represent fingers. So Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma, and Epsilon Corvi. Its symbol is the hand, or the fist. And if you want to read more, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are very intelligent, sharp, strong, pure, beautiful, cunning, shy, outspoken, powerful, charismatic, calm, humorous, crafty, really good with their hands, okay? Simple, active, resourceful, patient, confident, does not flaunt. They respect their elders, they're family-oriented. They are great at communicating, good at listening, good at settling disputes. They have a really good sense of self-control. They understand things that most people don't understand. They understand human behavior really well. They're usually really good at telling when people are lying or not. And they are usually really good at partnerships, okay? They have good partnerships. They grasp ideas easily, they manifest easily, they are successful, manipulative. They might have gone through some hardships in their childhood, and they always want to help others, always want to give a helping hand. They have a really charming smile. They could be a farmer, an artist, writer, hairdresser, massage therapist, surgeon, counselor, social worker, or could do construction. Chitra is from 23 degrees 20 minutes of Virgo to 6 degrees 40 minutes of Libra. Its stars are the speck of virgins, and its symbol is the gemstone. If you want to read more, you can. I'm going to say that Chitra is very bright, okay? It's glowing. They're creative, talented, intelligent, active, strong, hardworking, very proud, very captive and attractive. They're magnetic, they're intuitive, they are freedom-craving lone rangers. They get mystical insight, they understand deep metaphysical concepts, they have amazing ideas, they're good with their hands, they're good at communicating and getting others to listen to them. They wear really flashy clothes usually, and they are known for taking opportunities. They are suspicious of others. They may indulge in some sinful activities. They could be an astrologer, an architect, writer, jewelry maker, mechanic, nurse, scientist, politician, actor, or even an overnight sensation. Swaiti is from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees, all within the sign of Libra. Its star is Arcturus, and its symbol is a blade of grass swaying in the wind. You can read more if you want. I'm going to say that Swaiti is very determined, sharp, pure, blessed, graceful, peaceful, spontaneous, charming, compassionate, confident, honest, social, optimistic, ambitious, talented, helpful, hardworking, powerful, psychic, spiritual. They have a great sense of self-control. They rely only on themselves. They strive to be independent. They are eager to learn. They're very intelligent. They are interested in art and would rather stay home than travel. They have really good morals usually. They have strong beliefs, especially when it comes to social etiquette. They do not like to be criticized. They're not short-tempered, but when they get angry, they're really hard to control. They might have had a traumatic childhood. They keep personal issues to themselves. Okay, there's this theme of breath within them because of this symbol of the blade of grass swaying in the wind. There's a theme of communication. They're usually really good communicators. They have this ability to control conversations. They are persuasive, adaptable, flexible. They could be in business, music, literature, or finances. They could be a priest or a breathwork coach even. Vishaka is from 20 degrees of Libra to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Scorpio. Its star is Zubin El Ganubi, and its symbol is the archway or the fork. If you want to read more, you can, but I'm just going to say that Vishaka is victorious. They are determined, courageous, intelligent, efficient, sweet, spirited, spiritual, skillful, social, clever, honorable, charming, delightful, enchanting, entertaining, hardworking, and persuasive. They are self-dependent warriors who are full of vitality and energy. They have a very strong willpower and are goal-oriented. They always achieve their goals and get what they want. They will do whatever they have to make their dreams come true. They never give up. They stay true to their purpose, follow their morals. They tend to have conservative views concerning money and liberal views concerning freedom. They have amazing concentration skills. They're really good at speaking. They are very adaptable and they always want more. They never go back on their word. They love to be with other people. They love wholeheartedly, maybe even obsessively, and they can tend to send mixed signals. They can be jealous. Other people tend to be jealous of them as well. They are revengeful. They are spiteful and angry, usually unforgiving people. They are prone to addiction and they are overly self-conscious. They tend to look very attractive. They could be a spiritual guide, teacher, politician, banker, author, poet, artist, or into business. Anuradha is from 3 degrees 20 minutes to 16 degrees 40 minutes, all within the sign of Scorpio. Its star is the Asida star, the claw in the body of the scorpion in the Scorpio constellation, and its symbol is again the archway or a lotus. If you want to read more, you can, but I'm just going to say that Anuradha is very mystical and devoted. They are knowledgeable and intuitive. They're very dedicated, faithful, loyal, loving, friendly, compassionate, cooperative, social, strong, simple, selfless, spiritual, sensual, peaceful, focused, hardworking, harmonious, honorable, successful, recognized, and they can read between the lines. They handle situations really strategically and in a systematic way. They have a system for doing things. They could live to be very old, okay? They might struggle with depression, be moody, might be jealous, and people also tend to be jealous of them. They do not enjoy arrogant or ignorant people, okay? And no one really does. Their relationships are very important to them, and they are an amazing friend. They love to travel. They seize opportunities. They are great leaders. They're good at working with people and getting people to come together. Usually they have successful business partnerships, and they are good with numbers. They could be an astrologer, manager, accountant, business person, politician, musician, dancer, or famous. And guys tend to have a handsome face and bright eyes, and girls tend to look innocent and have a beautiful waist. Jyestha is from 16 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees, all within the sign of Scorpio. Its star is Antares, the heart of the scorpion in the constellation Scorpio. Its symbol is usually the talisman, sometimes a deer's head. If you want to read more about Jyestha, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are experienced, wise, in control, powerful, pure, and open-minded. They are sincere, brilliant, intuitive, mystical, magnificent, meticulous, accomplished, thoughtful, organized, humanitarians, conversationalist, manifestors. Whatever they think about, they create. They have occult powers, occult knowledge. They are interested in metaphysical sciences. They don't tend to flaunt anything, so others might not notice their skills. They love very deeply and are eager to know what others think of them. They don't listen to anyone but themselves. They can't keep secrets. They are short-tempered, stubborn, they can be jealous, but usually other people tend to be jealous of them. They have abandonment issues and fear betrayal. They might struggle with low self-esteem. They might face many difficulties in their life. They could be an astrologer, numerologist, psychologist, or an extremely wealthy business person. Mula is from 0 degrees to 13 degrees 20 minutes, all within the sign of Sagittarius. Its star is the end of the Scorpion constellation and into the galactic center. Its symbol is roots, like roots of plants, and if you want to read more about Mula, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are very healing and nourishing, peaceful, kind, determined, deep, ambitious, strong, spiritual, optimistic, and they live in the present. They don't live in the past or future. They're right here, right now, baby. There's a theme of denial within them, and they are on earth to learn difficult lessons that will bring them enlightenment this life. They are great at getting to the root of things to help heal, and they are here to spread truth and destroy illusion. They know that they have to unlearn to learn, just like everyone else, and are very eager to learn. They live strictly by their own unique morals. They might face addiction or depression. They can be obsessive, compulsive, hypocritical, stubborn, self-destructive, and can also have incredible breakthroughs this life. They could be doctors, financial advisors, acupuncturists, herbalists, or healers. Purva ashada is from 13 degrees 20 minutes to 26 degrees 40 minutes, all within the sign of Sagittarius. Its star is Cause Borealis, a part of the archer's bow in the constellation of Sagittarius, and its symbol is a fan or the tusk of an elephant. If you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Purva ashada is very philosophical, passionate, deep, direct, focused, sharp, proud, fearless, righteous, determined, adventurous, ambitious, outspoken, truthful, convincing, intelligent, idealistic, energetic, enthusiastic, opinionated. They're popular, they are social climbers, they find justice, they're interested in the occult. They're very emotional about what they believe in. They're great public speakers. They're good at prioritizing. They're interested in traveling long distances. They're known for distributing information around the world and spreading truth. They know what they want, and they get it. They set their target on something, and they achieve it. They're determined to succeed. They're usually very attractive, great at debating others, and they make promises, but usually don't follow through or keep them. They tend to push their beliefs onto other people. It's their way or the highway. They think that they're always right, especially when it comes to morals. They give advice but don't take it. They point out flaws in others but can't find their own. They are projective, impulsive, argumentative, aggressive, stubborn. They can be harsh, and they might punish those who they see as criminals or in the wrong very harshly. They could be a sailor, an oceanographer, teacher, doctor, politician, lawyer, judge, salesperson, or famous. Uttara ashada is from 26 degrees 40 minutes of Sagittarius to 10 degrees of Capricorn. Its stars are Sigma, Tau, Phi, and Zeta Sagittarii in the Sagittarius constellation in the breast of the archer. Its symbol is again the elephant tusk, and if you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm going to say that Uttara ashada is very righteous. They're kind and intelligent, determined, truthful, sweet, simple, bright, popular, talented, enthusiastic, optimistic, usually, practical, ambitious, responsible, powerful, very spiritual and humanitarian. They're forgiving, committed. They make great leaders. They're goal-oriented and hardworking. They're workaholics, usually. They are offended by others who do not work hard, and they are great public speakers. They're eager to succeed. They respect tradition. They have strong beliefs, but they don't push them onto others. They voice their opinions, practice what they preach. have an interest in music, have a deep sense of understanding. They uphold their morals. They can be materialistic, stubborn, aggressive, self-centered, egotistical, and sometimes they can appear lazy or like they've given up when things don't go their way. They could be a musician, writer, teacher, banker, lawyer, judge, or famous. Shravanna is from 10 degrees to 23 degrees, 20 minutes, all within the sign of Capricorn. Its stars are Altair, Alshan, and Tarzed, stars in the head of the Aquila constellation. Its symbol is the ear, or more popularly, 3 footprints. And if you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are very wise, knowledgeable, intelligent, focused, neat, cleanly, compassionate, generous, charitable, sensitive, emotional, powerful, spiritual, religious, traditional, very talkative, very goal-oriented. They are leaders, perfectionists. They expect everything to be perfect. They love to learn and gather information. They are on the quest for new knowledge. They are great listeners, auditory learners with a great attention span. They enjoy books, traveling, and learning about different cultures. They follow their morals. They do not put up with ignorance. They can be insensitive towards others. They hear really well and can jump at the slightest noise. They might walk a bit differently than others. And they could be a teacher, counselor, mechanic, engineer, dancer, playwright, into communications, or media. Dhanishta is from 23 degrees 20 minutes of Capricorn to 6 degrees 40 minutes of Aquarius. Its stars are in the Delphinus constellation, and its symbol is the drum or the flute. If you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Dhanishta literally means the richest one. They are usually very prosperous, always talented, confident, humble, compassionate, hardworking, energetic, extremely intelligent, very stable, reliable, empathetic, abundant, patient, religious, spiritual. They tend to question everything. They are here to rule the world. They are blessed with qualities of the elements. They avoid arguments unless absolutely necessary. They are good at keeping secrets. They like to help the needy. There's a theme of timing within them, like the drum, timing of the beat. Okay, they have great musical abilities. They have the ability to keep a beat. They tend to be in the right place at the right time. They can be materialistic, narcissistic, vindictive. They might feel empty sometimes. They feel like something is always missing. They could have relationship issues. They have high expectations for others and themselves. They don't like going to the doctor unless it's absolutely necessary. They're eager to travel around the world. They could be a dancer, musician, singer, scientist, historian, teacher, writer, lawyer, or work in an intelligence agency. Satyabishta is from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees, all within the sign of Aquarius. Its star is Thaluma and stars in the Aquarius constellation. Its symbol is sometimes an empty circle, sometimes 1,000 flowers, sometimes 1,000 stars. If you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Satyabishta is very intelligent, okay? They're deep, scientific, spiritual, philosophical, talented, intense, intellectual. They're interested in stars and the sky. They're interested in metaphysics and occult knowledge. They like to learn. They enjoy conversations and hearing others' opinions or beliefs. They think outside of the box. They're always asking questions. They understand things that other people tend not to. They tend to think and know everything. They are not argumentative, but they're arrogant, usually. They might have friends or family that struggle with addiction or other hard-to-heal diseases, or they could struggle with addiction or other hard-to-heal diseases themselves. They might be moody, cold, detached, might feel empty on the inside or depressed. There's this theme of healing within them. They are here to heal humanity. They could be a musician, doctor, electrician, healer, astrologer, or have a profession that involves water. Purva padrapada is from 20 degrees of Aquarius to 3 degrees 20 minutes of Pisces. Its stars are Merkaba and Shyut, which are stars in the Pegasus constellation. Its symbol is sometimes the sword, sometimes the front legs of a funeral cot, or sometimes a man looking both forwards and backwards at the same time. And if you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Purva padrapada is very smart, passionate, dramatic, dedicated, old soul people, okay? They are very respectful, peaceful, religious, spiritual, sincere, simple, genuine, intelligent, impartial, independent, charitable, generous, nonconformist, and very good leaders. They're persuasive and convincing. They can be extreme and cynical, very indulgent sometimes, okay? Two-faced, like one of the symbols, a mix between occult mysticism and standard optimism. Ooh, they have strict morals, they have excellent speaking skills, they are here to learn, they will transform in a positive way at some point in their life. They turn the difficult times of their life into something beautiful. They are capable of great awakening and change. They are here to make a difference in the world. There's this theme of suffering that they're trying to overcome, okay? Karma hits them very quickly. They could be a public speaker, teacher, scientist, astrologer, business person, or work for the government. Uttara padrapada is from 3 degrees 20 minutes to 16 degrees 40 minutes, all within the sign of Pisces. Its star is El Janib, a star in the wing of the Pegasus constellation, and its symbol is either the back legs of a funeral cot or sometimes an underwater snake. If you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Uttara padrapada is very intelligent, wise, deep, understanding, protective, active, flexible, adaptable, impartial, courageous, very popular, respectful, responsible, compassionate, cleansing, fiery, glorious, optimistic, honest, mystical, spiritual, sacrificial. They're old souls and visionaries. They're warriors and great speakers. They're very psychic. They have profound thoughts. They're interested in metaphysics and the occult. They stand up for what is right. They have a deep connection to their ancestors and family. They respect their elders and heritage. They like children. They tend to have amazing children. They will sacrifice anything for those that they love. They are capable of awakening through Kundalini energy. Remember the snake. They want to make a difference in the world. They might feel alone or disconnected sometimes. They need time alone to heal. They have a high sex drive. They can be lazy. If hurt, they can be very scary, okay? They might gain a large family inheritance this life. They tend to be wealthy. They could be a public speaker, shaman, astrologer, psychic, or even famous. Reviti is from 16 degrees 40 minutes to 30 degrees, all within the sign of Pisces. Its star is Alfurg, a star in one of the tails of a fish in the constellation of Pisces, and its symbol is a pair of fish or a drum. If you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that Reviti is very psychic, spiritual, intuitive, popular, empathetic, sweet, kind, sincere, caring, compassionate, nourishing, loving, optimistic, independent, extroverted, attractive, ambitious, strong-willed, hardworking, scientific, organized, focused, protective, prosperous, successful, faithful, charitable, forgiving, giving, usually don't hold grudges. They have very vivid dreams. They have strong mystical beliefs. They love animals. They have a heart of gold. They enjoy traveling. They tend to have good luck when traveling. They could enjoy cruises, enjoy living by the water, might volunteer at animal shelters or other charities. They are attached to those that they love. And there's this theme of expanding beyond this world. Usually they believe in fairies and mermaids and everything like that. They could be a writer, teacher, politician, mathematician, entertainer, or religious worker. That was 27, but now we are going to talk about the nakshatra that isn't currently used anymore. I don't want to call it the 28th nakshatra, but that's what a lot of people refer to it as, okay? So, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but Abhijit, this is the Sanskrit word for its star, Vega, okay, the brightest star in the Lyra constellation. Now, this nakshatra ranges from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 10 degrees 53 minutes. Not very long at all, okay, just over 4 degrees, all within the sign of Capricorn. So watch out for this if you know you have Capricorn in your chart. Check the degrees because it does say something about you if you have this nakshatra strong, or in your chart at all, really. So if you want to read more about it, you can, but I'm just going to say that they are very affectionate, kind, honest, determined, optimistic, compassionate, intelligent, talented, generous, impartial, mature, well-known. They enjoy doing research and advanced studies. They enjoy materialistic comforts. They usually turn towards spirituality after they have gone through this materialistic, egotistical phase of theirs in their life that they usually always go through, and they would earn well in many lines of work. Now, it is just essential to recognize this energy within yourself if you fall within these degrees of Capricorn, because kind of like how we gave power to the planet Pluto, we have given some power to this nakshatra, if you think about it. So keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you want an astrology report, please contact me. I know this video was long, but it was worth it if you took notes, if you learned about these nakshatras. Thank you guys.